Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sandblaster1987 here with another animation review mini vlog. Today I'll be going over another of my all-time favourite childhood cartoons, the 2003 reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For those who don't know, Ninja Turtles 2003 was made by 4 kids, the same people responsible for the English dubs of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Beyblade, Bakugan, Winx Club and all that kind of stuff, as well as some parts of Sonic X as well. And as such, there's quite a few voice actors that you might recognise from one of these other shows that pop up in the Ninja Turtles series. For example, Darren Dunstan is the voice of Master Splinter in this series, who you might know as Maximilian Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Mr. Tanaka the Butler from Sonic X. Then there's, of course, Mikey Kelly, the voice of Michelangelo, who was the voice of several background duelists in some parts of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cartoon, or anime series in English dub. Raphael was voiced by an actor whose name I can't remember offhand, but he was the voice of Tristan Taylor, one of Yugi's main friends from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Sam Riegel was the voice of Donatello, who was Joey Wheeler in Yu-Gi-Oh! As well as Toby the Lord of Water from the Gormiti the Lords of Nature Return series, which I'll also cover in a separate vlog later. But anyway, Ninja Turtles 2003 consists of 7 seasons between 2003 and 2008. So, the first couple of seasons were standard Ninja Turtle fare, so fighting off the Foot Clan, the Purple Dragon Street Gang, and the Triceraton Invasion. Then, it's around season 4 where things get weird. So, the series starts off with the Ninja Turtles fighting a group of Purple Dragon street thugs. Then they encounter the Foot Clan for the first time. And this is when April O'Neil, a budding news reporter, comes onto the scene. Because, well, in the 80s cartoon she was a news reporter, but in this series she was a former lab assistant of the corrupt mad scientist Baxter Stockman, who was secretly working for the Foot Clan. And April was basically, fired by Baxter Stockman for rebelling against the whole Mouser robot situation. And this is where she ended up befriending the Turtles in this timeline. And Raphael's solo vigilante partner, Casey Jones, ended up forming a relationship with April later down the line, and their wedding was fraught with chaos because of the Foot Clan's interference. So, I'll touch on that further later on, but basically, the series, the 2003 cartoon, follows on from a 1990s live-action movie trilogy in terms of the way the Turtles ended up being formed. So, unlike the 1987 and 2012 cartoons, where Master Splinter was originally Hamato Yoshi, a former Foot Clan student who ended up being mutated into a rat, instead, the 2003 series follows the live-action movie trilogy of the 90s example and makes Splinter the pet of Hamato Yoshi, who learned ninjutsu skills from watching Hamato's practice. And Hamato Yoshi was cut down by the Shredder in Japan years ago. So Splinter fled to New York and ended up mutating into the humanoid rat we all know and love today, as well as befriending the Ninja Turtles in the process and adopting them as his children. Basically, the Ninja Turtles' personalities are more or less the same as you'd expect, except this is where they start using the, 90s movies shorthand names Leo, Donnie, Raph and Mikey more frequently. In addition to the fact that Raphael has become more well-established as a bully toward Michelangelo and a rival for leadership with Leonardo at times. It's constant among their behaviours throughout future iterations of the franchise going forward. Now, this series is also the first to introduce Karai, the daughter of the Shredder, as a character in the franchise. In this series, Karai was the adopted daughter of the Shredder, a Japanese orphan who was taken in as the second-in-command of the Foot Clan. And she eventually developed slight feelings for Leonardo, conflicted with her enmity for the Turtles due to her indoctrination by the Shredder. This series also introduced the Foot Clan Street Gang, the Purple Dragon Street Gang, that were later seen in the 2007 movie's tie-in video game, the 2012 cartoon, and several other iterations of the series. Their leader, Hun, was one of the main sort of lieutenants of the Shredder most of the series, but they did have their differences and break apart once in a while. Hun was also there in the background the day that the Shredder killed Master Splinter's owner Hamato Yoshi in Japan from the Shredder Strikes two-part episode. Now, this version of the Shredder is basically a hybrid of the 1987 human Shredder and the android body of the Krang character from the 87 cartoon, because the Shredder is not actually human. He's an exosuit being worn by an Utron war criminal called Shirel, who basically inhabits the exosuit via the abdomen section, so the way that Krang's android body worked in the 80s cartoon, except now he's donning a full suit of metal samurai armor to disguise the exosuit within. And when the exosuit is damaged and, worn away, it kind of looks like a Terminator T-1000 skeleton inside. And, of course, the Shredder's iconic voice in this series was provided by Scotty Ray, and he also voiced both the fake Orokusaki exosuit skin and the original Orokusaki from the Feudal Japan Season 5 flashbacks and such as well from a Ninja Tribunal storyline. So, speaking of the storylines, there seems to be an overarching storyline for each of the 7 seasons. So, Season 1 was introducing the main cast of heroes and villains. Season 2 was a few unexpected storylines here and there, like the Battle Nexus video game storyline and the crossover with Usagi Yojimbo, the samurai rabbit, who I'll touch on in a separate video altogether because he deserves his own vlog video. Season 3 was the Turtles in space fighting the Triceratons. Season 4 was Karai taking over as the Shredder for a while after the Shredder was exiled after his trial by the Utrons in Season 3. Season 5 was so-called the Lost Season, where the Ninja Turtles ended up going on a more sort of mystical and mythological sort of thing, dealing with the rise of the original Demon Shredder coming back, and the ancient mystics of the Foot Clan with their elemental capabilities and such. Then Season 6 was Fast Forward, where they ended up accidentally transported to the year 2105, trying to find a way to repair their new friend's time window portal to return home. This time window is rectangular in shape, in reference to the Dimension X portal that Krang used in the 80s cartoon. And then Season 7 was Back to the Sewer, in which the 2105 main cast's android servant butler robot Serling ended up accidentally getting sucked through the time window as the Turtles and Splinter were returning home, so he ended up being stuck in the past with them. In Season 6, the Turtles end up teaming up with April and Casey's great-grandson Cody Jones from the year 2105. And apparently, there's a whole new high-tech company called O'Neill Tech that apparently April and Donatello founded at some point in the future, after the time of the Turtles returning from their accidental trip forward. So, yes, there was originally supposed to be a second season of Fast Forward in which the Shredder had freed himself from his icy prison, returned to Earth, and taken over the body of a Triceraton warrior, with a sort of Aliens franchise facehugger sort of grabbing onto the Triceraton's face with his tentacles kind of thing. So he was supposed to become a Triceraton Shredder called the Tri-Shreddertron, but this sadly never came to pass aside from a bit of sketchy concept art from Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Then, of course, there was supposed to be another season called the Shredder Wars, which, again, sadly never happened. Basically, the Shredder Wars storyline was supposed to be the, brief glimpse of a distant future that the alien computer virus showed to the Turtles during their attempt to return home in the start of Back to the Sewer, when she sabotaged their time window by reinfecting Sterling the robot, who she previously taken over in the past. So basically the Shredder War was supposed to be a three-way battle between the Utrom Shredder, the resurrected Demon Shredder from Season 5, and the Cyber Shredder, who was basically viral hacking into the Foot Clan's internet database when she got stuck in cyberspace at the end of the Turtles' successful return home at the start of Back to the Sewer. Then, because there was a digital engram of the Utrom Shredder's personality inside the Foot Clan's data hub, Viral got corrupted by it and transformed into the Cyber Shredder, a cyberspace parasite version of the Shredder with the ability to basically stretch his arms like Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four and such like. So this Cyber Shredder was also voiced by Scotty Ray and was basically able to teleport through cyberspace, stretch his arms with wireframe, digital detailing and such like, and became the overarching threat of Season 7. So, yes, in addition to the Ninja Turtles, there was, of course, Casey Jones and April O'Neil, their great-grandson Cody Jones, the Shredder's somewhat hesitant adopted daughter Karai, whose feelings for Leonardo sometimes make her question her judgment, the cybernetically enhanced mad scientist Baxter Stockman, and, of course, Season 4 was full of Triceratons. So, yeah, that more or less concludes my look back at the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. I've been Sandblaster1987, thanks again for watching. And my next animation review will be, let's see now. My next animation review will be the 2000 hang on, no, sorry, bear with me. My next animation review will be the English dub of the original early 2000s anime version of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which features Dan Green as Yugi and Sam Riegel as Joey Wheeler and Eric Stewart as Seto Kaiba, among others. So, with that said, I've been Sandblaster1987. My next toy review will be Bishop from the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 line. Till then, to all are one.